What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Dermy Wormy. I'm coming at you with another video. And ever since the Sweet Baby Inc. decided to begin a harassment campaign against Cabrutus and the Sweet Baby Inc. detected webpage, things have just gotten out of hand. We've had hit piece after hit piece after hit piece coming out saying what's going on isn't what's really going on, and defending Sweet Baby Inc. and defending the actions Sweet Baby Inc. has taken against one individual over on Steam itself, whether it's from Kotaku, whether it's from The Verge, whether it's from Game Developer, or whether it's from Take This, which is a DHS funded site. We've had other governments actually come out, whether it's the CBC doing a hit piece on the Cabrutus thing and misrepresenting what's actually going on, gaslighting the public and misleading everybody on what's actually been going on. We've had game developers and individuals that's worked in the gaming industry come out and say how they are on the side of Sweet Baby Inc. and how they would like to get rid of gamers outright. We've had two new games recently get thrown onto the Sweet Baby Inc. detected list because you had Kim Belair actually found out to have helped work on the game. It's both Unknown Nine Awakening and Flintlock's The Siege of Dawn have both been placed onto the Sweet Baby Inc. detected webpage. Well, now you have Gearbox director and lead writer on Borderlands 3, Sam Winkler, decries gamers as bigots and parrots Sweet Baby Inc. false narratives. That's right, we got another game developer deciding to side with Sweet Baby Inc. and call all gamers bigots because we want them to actually do their job. That's what it is. I'm not kidding you. Because somebody said, hey, game developers, you should actually do your job and not have to hire outside sources, he's calling us bigots. I'm not even kidding you, because you scroll down here. He begins this taking a screenshot and tweeting it out there. And all it says in the picture is, a good narrative writer of any skin color can write a good character with any skin color without needing consultants. If your studio can't do that, get a better writer. I don't see a problem with what was said there. That's blatantly, hey, if you're a good writer, you can write no matter what it is, you can write it. You can create a character of good, of any skin color, any sexuality, any race. I already said race, any gender, any of this stuff. If you're a good writer, you can write a good character, plain as day. But this got him so butthurt that he had to go on a thread and start crying about it. And what he said is honestly astounding. I see this argument all the time against DEI and consultancy, and it just highlights the total misunderstanding of what being a good writer is. You don't somehow max out your stats and learn how to write every conceivable character, plot, or prose style. Wait, but if you're a good writer, you end up, I'm not saying you consult somebody, but you end up researching, you end up doing the good work, and you create a good character without needing consultancy. Yeah, that's called being a good writer, but apparently you don't know that. Knowing you can't, aren't ready, or aren't the right person to write something is one of the chief skills for a pro writer. Ideally, you have a team that can cover all your bases, but if you have a gap, you hire an outside expert, just like literally any effing other industry. But if you have an outside gap and you don't know how to, maybe let's say you're writing a military story and you don't know the perspective of a veteran that might know something about PTSD. Maybe you're writing somebody that's dealing with PTSD. You know what you do? You go talk to veterans. You go talk to military personnel. You go research PTSD and what the effects it has on said character and something like that to write that character appropriately. You don't hire an outside source to go like, hey, write this because I don't know how to do it. You do the research, you do the work, you put in the effort to actually write said character. Maybe you're doing some, I don't know, fantasy thing about a sword-wielding, dragon-slaying knight. You know what you do? You research armor, you research what could have been going on at the time. You read other books of a similar style, similar narrative, things of that nature to make yourself better. This is called writing. This is called basic skill learning, skill management. Essentially, it's no different than honestly lifting weights. You have to work hard to get stronger. That's what it is. It's simple. And you're acting like we're bigots because we're saying just do your job and be good at your job. Okay. He concluded the thread accusing gamers of being bigots. He wrote, just further evidence that 99.99% of the people spewing this shite have never created a single thing in their lives that they're proud of, and the rest are just straight up bigots. Oh, the horror. Yep, we're all just bigots. We're all just bigots because we want you guys to do your job and actually want you guys to put out good content. That makes us all bigots. That's not how this works, okay? All we want is for you guys to be able to put out good content. If you can't put out the good content, you guys usually get kicked to the can if you can't actually do it. If you're failing at this position, you need to get kicked aside. The fact that Sweet Baby Inc. has been putting out game after game after game that honestly has been going down in quality. So we just recently had Suicide Squad kill the Justice League. How was that narrative? How was that storyline? How did that all flow? Fully knowing that a lot of Sweet Baby Inc. employees participated on that. We have examples of the narratives actually going downwards the more you hire these outside consultant companies that actually don't know how to write good stories, don't know how to write good scripts, and just sit there complaining about it. All you are doing is showing that you don't actually want to do your job and you don't actually want to try out your job. You're letting your product and your industry actually get hurt because of that. But he continues on, and I know that Park Place tries to bring up Felix Butts and other things, but after he did all this, he decides to come out and play the victim. I'm not kidding you. He has decided to play the victim after going out there calling all gamers bigots and saying that they don't know how writing works at all, don't know how creativity works or anything like that. He then decided to mute the thread and cry victim. I've muted threads for obvious reasons, but I want to say this. If you don't like my work, that's okay. It doesn't really bother me. Public criticism is inevitable. What bothers me is when you feel like you need to use your finite time on this earth to try and make someone feel bad. Oh, so criticism. You don't like the criticism. You don't like the public criticism because that's what's coming out here. You just said, hey, I'm fine with criticism, but now you're saying I don't like the criticism. I don't like the criticism, guys. It's bad. Don't criticize me. I've had uncountable civil conversations with fans and haters alike who want to understand why a plot point happened or why a favorite character never showed up. I'll always show up for that. But some of y'all have truly screwed up your priorities. Are you even having fun? I don't know. I mean, I'm having fun. I'm exposing you, and all at the same time, I'll go back and play more Final Fantasy VII Remake, continue playing that game. I would like to play more Dragon's Dogma 3, but that's a story for another time. And yeah, there's still fun games out here. We just don't like DEI games because they're inevitably garbage most of the time. They don't have good content, they don't have good stories, and they do force you without forcing you to do side quests and missions that honestly are garbage. Let's not lie here, make any mix this all up. It's garbage. You're putting out garbage and you're expecting us to accept that garbage and then crying when we don't like the garbage. That's what it is. On one hand, you guys are putting out garbage. Then you're saying we don't want you playing our garbage. So then when we say, yes, we won't buy your garbage, we won't play your garbage, we want nothing to do with your garbage, you cry that we don't want to play your garbage, to have anything to do with your garbage or anything like that. You got to pick a lane. No, you always have to be the victim. You always have to lean into that victimhood and say everybody's a bigot. Even if you guys have blatantly said we don't want don't want us playing your games. I could hate a game's writing, and it wouldn't occur to me in a million years to heckle the writer or threaten them or tell them to stop writing. Well, one of those things is I need receipts for the threatening, but two, heckle the writer. You just said I get criticism and public criticism is inevitable. So yeah, heckling the writer happens all the time. I mean, crap writers exist. They just heckle them. Okay, make fun of them. They're a crap writer. I don't care. Or tell them to stop writing. Well, they're a garbage tier writer. Maybe they should start writing. Maybe they should learn a trade. Maybe they should learn how to fix cars. Maybe become a plumber, electrician. You know, might make a whole lot more money doing that versus writing continuously. How's Hollywood doing continuing using garbage tier writers over and over and over again? Not very good, are they? Maybe they should stop hiring these writers. Maybe these writers should honestly stop writing. Ever thought of that? Because what could I gain from that? What could they? If you love games, go play them. Go talk to friends about them. I mean, I play games all the time that I still like. I talk to my friends all the time about games I still like. I'm going to be playing Final Fantasy 14 online here soon. I'm excited for that. I have friends I go talk to about that. I have friends I talked to about Dragon's Dogma 2 recently. Not in a positive light, but for kind of crappy reasons. But hey, I talk to them. I discuss this stuff. I still play good games, but if there's a bad game, I'm going to talk about the bad game. If there's a writer behind the bad game that's going around saying, hey, you're all bigots because you didn't like my bad game that I put out because I wrote it, I'm going to say, hey, maybe you should stop writing. Maybe you should either get good or stop writing. Those are your two options. If you get good, maybe your next game will actually be good. If you're focusing in on DEI, your next game's probably still going to be crap. So then you know what you do? You go out and maybe get a trade skill. Just gonna say that might be the path for a better life and more money for you, actually. Just gonna be honest. He continues though. This has made me feel bad, but not for myself. I feel bad for all the people who got shouted down and stopped making things. I feel bad for the stress writers feel about how they'll be treated, and I feel bad for you because you are honestly, truly, deeply wasting your time. Oh, oh, the horror. The horror of us saying how we want good stories. The horror of us saying how we want these garbage tier writers out of the industry. We want individuals that don't know what they're doing out of the industry. And we just want good games. We just want good storytelling. And we just want people to actually be able to give us and provide us this good game and good storytelling. We are the customer here. You are the service individual. You are the person making said product. You are the making the product for the customer. We have been getting subpar product, and then we're saying, hey, we don't like this. We don't like this for this reason, this reason, this reason. Oh, you need to just stop complaining about it. Just accept it. Don't make us do work harder. That's what it always boils down to. That's what these guys always boil it down to. They don't want to actually put in the work to get better. They just want to put out subpar products, then cry when you don't like their subpar products. And you get Grums over here. I love Grums. Shout out to Grums. He's an amazing individual. But he quotes this with a screenshot, by the way, because at the time, this guy actually privated his account. It's no longer privated, but he actually makes a valid point. I quote spam directly, but he protected his account. There's no reason a AAA or even a AA size team needs an outsourced writing. It's the smallest part of the budget. This is nepotism or DEI checkboxes or both. It's silly to imply that white writers can only pen white characters. And that's the biggest thing here. That's the biggest thing. What Sam Winkler began this whole tirade before he went on the victim narrative, before he started crying about this, is simply a screenshot of somebody saying a good narrative writer of any skin color can write a good character with any skin color without needing consultants. A good writer can write a good character no matter what. You guys aren't hiring good writers. You guys aren't good writers right now. And that's what this all boils down to. You got butthurt because somebody simply said, you're not a good writer anymore. That's what it boils down to. That's all this is you're so uptight and getting annoyed with the fact that gamers want good games, want good narratives, want good stories. So you got on your high horse and called everybody a bigot about it. But I'm going to leave it there, guys. Let me get your guys' thoughts on all this down in the comments below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it up, friends, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for every time I put out a new video and go live. And I'll see you guys all on the next one. Bye for now.